Hi guys, welcome to my channel, the Judith TV show, where I talk about marriage and marriage related trending issues. My name, guys, is Judith. In this video, guys, as you can see, I want to I want us to discuss or analyze the comments and the opinions on this of people, various people, on this Davido and Sophia joint custody saga. First of all, I'd like to start with the comments I had on my own video, and then I'll now get over to the one that was on my YouTube channel. This is my YouTube channel, and then the one that I saw on the Facebook. The person that commented, they are Matilda also, but I know there's something Matilda, First of all, Matilda, maybe I'll tag this video to you. I want to commend you and I want to thank you because in sharing your thoughts and your opinion with me on the video that I titled reaction over the posts of Sophia Momodu and her uncle, Sir Dele Momodu. You were so polite, you were so, reasonable in the way you presented your own, and I think that's the way it should be, that your opinion is different from mine does not call for, people using abusive words or whatever. You were so civil in the way you presented it. I want to appreciate you and commend you for that. Though I have responded, but I just felt that when I now saw a lot of other comments on the comments on Facebook, I now decided to like, okay, let me do this video, let's so that we'll discuss and analyze the comments and the opinions, on this matter. So for Matilda, she pointed out to me that, what I said about the post of Sandile Momodu, that I forgot that I didn't pick actually that he said he discussed with Toby and Pastor Toby and Davido, that he had no idea that Davido was planning to sue, and then all of a sudden, wow, he just saw the suit and all that. And I said to her that, I quite agree with you. But you see, what I am saying is that if we continue to treat who is right or who is wrong, Imade is at the center of it all. Besides that, Pastor Toby does not have a responsibility of telling Davido how to do one or two things. But if you are now saying that because Davido did that he did wrong, that's why I said there are mistakes here and there on this side and on that side. But at the end of the day, it is Imade that is the center of it all. So what I said to Sir Dele Momodu in that video was that, it's actually the last video that I posted. I can leave the link at the description box. What I actually said to him is that, look, sir, being a father and a grandfather, because Davido is young enough to be your son, Sophia is also young enough to be your daughter, and thankfully she is a niece of yours, and then Imade is like a granddaughter to you. And I said to him, the position you should have taken is the position of finding a friendly ground to see how this thing can be sorted out. By the time you now come out and make this kind of a post, because you are now indicting Davido, it now looks as if you're taking sides, and that will fuel the brouhaha. That was what I said in that video. Because if you ask me, and rightly at that, you find out that you now coming to say that there was no house. But on the post of Sophia was saying that I rejected the house because. But you are saying that there was no house. You said that the car was dead on arrival or something. But that car was a brand new one that Sophia showed when the video bought that when Imade marked her 6th birthday. So there were contradictions here and there. But in all, as a father, your position should be the position of reconciling. The position should be how to settle this out of court. You can meet Davido's father, that's what I suggested there, and Davido's uncle. By the way, Davido's uncle, that is His Excellency, the governor of their state, is a good friend of Sir Dele Momodu. So, no matter how many times you people have tried to sort this thing out, you don't relent until you achieve results, because you know that a minor is involved, and the minor is the one that is at the receiving end. You know the popular saying that when two elephants fight, it's only the grass that suffers it. Because at the end of the day, this young minor will be denied one or two things. Ordinarily, she shouldn't be denied because of this back and forth. That was exactly what I said. That Sadele Momodu should have taken the position of a father and a grandfather in seeing that this thing is resolved. When you had discussed with Pastor Toby and probably Davido and then yourself, and at the end of the day, a lawsuit now came forth, I thought you should have reached out to Davido when you are seeking peace, even that. But thank God that Sadele Momodu is a born again Christian. He worships winners. The Bible says, "Seek peace with all men." So, if he had, put up a surprise by now going to sue, which wasn't what you people discussed, but he didn't mention it to you, I thought the proper thing would have been to reach out to him. David, what happened? This wasn't in the picture. This and that and that and that. So probably he will now explain himself. Whatever be the reason, he will tell you that. And then from there, you see how to initiate and negotiate peace. By the time his father is involved, by the time his uncle is involved, if it means even calling the two parties or whatever, I don't know, because it's at now the family level that this thing can now be sorted out. So that at the end of the day, the girl in question does not suffer for this back and forth. That was exactly what I said, and that was exactly what I mean. So, having said that, once again, I thank Matilda for that comment, and I hope I've been able to like explain, one or two things, because my position is the way the man presented the thing. Okay, not that he's not saying, not that what he said about the video, maybe their discussion and all that. I just referred to the way he handled it, because whatever mistake that David did, that was why I said that David is young enough to be your son, just as Sophia is young enough to be your daughter. So the position should have been, that of trying to see a way to reconcile the issues and then, chat a way forward for the sake of the minor that is involved. That was just what I said in that video. Having said that, guys, then other comments and opinions I saw on Facebook was something else. A lady made a post. I should have gotten also the name of that lady. I don't know, but it was a lady. She made a post and then was now, dragging people that are dragging Sophia. If you understand what I mean. Why is that? Why are people dragging Sophia? Do they expect Sophia to allow her daughter to go and live with a Davido that is always traveling, that has men around him, and then that she should hold her daughter tight? After all, she's taking good care of the girl, and from that angle. And then she made a post, quite interesting post, I must say. Her own point, because whatever you bring on the social media, you don't expect everybody to reason alike. It is just not possible. Okay, majority of people might have one school of thought, but don't rule out that other people will have a different school of thought. Okay, that is more popular, than the other ones. So when she said that, I took time to go through the comments. 80% of the people that commented were commenting based on the fact that their understanding of the joint custody that Davido was requesting for was a situation whereby Imade will now leave Sophia and go and live with Davido. That was just 80% of the comments that I read, because that was what, how do you expect minor to go and live with Davido that is always traveling? Was it not the same house that Ifeanyi died? But Sophia is saying the truth now. Somebody died there, and then so this girl cannot be there. So she's right. She knows that she wants to protect her daughter. Please protect your own. Oh, don't allow her. And then about 5% or so was now like, and it's fellow women that are dragging her and all that and all that. And then the lady also made mention, or was it in the comment section, if I remember vividly, somebody now referred to Peter Okoye that married. In fact, that lady that made the comment was also now a part of the things it was dragging people for, was that people were referring to Sophia as the person that is older and everything. So the person now referred to Peter Okoye and Dari at Alade. So when I saw that those comments and those opinions, those school of thoughts, well, like I said, everybody is entitled to his or her opinion, but let the facts be laid out there, and then that will now inform. First of all, let me start by correcting one or two impressions about this custody thing, joint custody thing, because I have to speak to a lawyer. In fact, two lawyers, okay, and one a guy and then another a lady. I spoke to them to throw more light so that I can understand it better. Because even me, at a point, I felt that it was like, okay, maybe Emmanuel should go and stay with Davido a while and then stay with Sophia a while and all that. So, but the lady lawyer in particular, I like what she explained to me. She said to me that, look, If that is agreed on, it can be part of it. But that but joint custody does not mean that Imade will be with Davido for 6 months and be with Sophia for 6 months, or be with Davido for 3 months and be with the mother for 3 months and another 3 months, or something like that. That is not like that. It depends on what is agreed on. That there is no judge that will look at Imade as a minor, even as the mother, has been taking good care of her, that will now say, okay, leave your mother and then go and stay with your father. No, and that is even not what Davido is asking by that joint custody, because there are two different things now that are involved. One is custody, another is access. Because Imade is still a minor, what the court will grant her is custody. She is the one that will keep custody of the girl and then grant Davido access. I also remember that in that video, yeah, I remember it now, that in that write up of that lady, she was also dragging Davido, or somebody that commented was also dragging Davido. Why would you go and sue Sophia when the week of your wedding or something? Let me quickly comment on that. Davido made that suit in April. It wasn't in June. He did his traditional marriage celebration in June, so it wasn't in June. It was in April. And guys, the reason why Davido did that was because Sophia obtained a legal document of cease and desist, which he issued to Davido. Sometimes I think in March or that April or February or so, but this year, she obtained a legal document. It was on the social media, cease and desist letter to Davido. It was in response to that, because Davido cannot come and say, okay, because that letter that she issued was hanging. So it was based on that he now went to court, so that the court can now state categorically in black and white, we are granting you access to Imade. That access, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, could mean that what will be agreed on is that, okay, Sophia keeps the full custody of Imade, but like once in 2 weeks or once in a month, she can bring out Imade to a neutral place, probably the grandfather's place, because they all live in Lagos, and then maybe 10 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning on a weekend or on a Sunday, and then the video will come from his house and meet the girl there and spend time in hours with the girl. If he wants to go and buy her ice cream or play with her or take photograph or whatever, to gist or drive around or whatever, he does that with the girl. After those number of hours, if it is till 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. and all that, Sophia now takes back the girl. As a matter of fact, going by the post that Sophia made, and the response of Chairman, that is the Davido's father, to Sophia, I'll say come to that. There's a lady that was employed for that. Her name is Mary. So she will now take the girl back to the mother. Or if Sophia wants to come and pick her herself, then she will take Imade home, because she has the sole custody of the girl. So that Davido is asking for joint custody. What it means is access. He is asking for access. Let me have access to the girl. So if the counter affidavit Sophia filed was that, okay, what is going to be there is that, once in a month, the video will come and then stay with the girl, or the girl will be brought to your Sharon's house or whatever, a place that will be agreed that the video will come to. It is not to take the video take everybody to the video's house. That is not it. So what the video was asking was access based on that cease and desist letter. I hope I'm making sense. Am I shouting? I hope I'm making sense, right? Because that was how the lawyer explained it to me. Now, when we now talk of that custody and that cease and desist letter that Davido granted, I also want us to go back to December before Christmas, when Davido's father called Sophia, and they now requested that they should come for the general family Christmas get together, their usual yearly Christmas get together. Sophia now replied the man and now said that she appreciated the fact that they were invited, or that Imade is invited, but that she had already made a plan, for Christmas trip for herself and Imade. That she was not informed of that the notice is too short or something. To which chairman, that is Davido's father, now replied and said, yes, I agree with you that it's too short. Apologize for that, but that no, in the Sophia's letter, Sophia now said, okay, subsequently, that she should be given enough time 2 months. So something like if it's going, the party is going to be in December, which is Christmas time, she should be informed about in October, and that Davido should live up to his responsibilities to his daughter. So these are the two basic conditions that he gave. So chairman, in replying to that, now said that okay, that he apologized for the short notice and acknowledged the fact that his notice was short, but that Davido will continue, underline the word, continue to live up to his responsibilities to in the life of Imade. That he will continue to pay the 1 million naira monthly upkeep for Imade, feeding allowance, the hospital bills, the 5 million naira rent or accommodation, for the girl. That was the reply of chairman, Davido's father, and now said okay that he understood with her that subsequently she will be informed on time. Sophia now replied and now said that the 1 million, because he mentioned, chairman mentioned the amount 1 million, 5 million, and all that. So Sophia now replied and now said that the 1 million is too small for the upkeep of Imade, and that 5 million also is too small for the accommodation. Apparently, in the counter affidavit, but this was just the one she put put forth in the reply, the response that she gave to Davido's father. So I come to that. As a matter of fact, okay, let me pause and say this. As a matter of fact, I think the thing about this whole thing, for me, in this reaction of these comments and opinions of people, is because of the way Sophia handled this thing. That's just the truth about the matter. The way Sophia handled this thing, that is where all the mistakes are. There's a way Sophia would have gone about this. You see all this money that she's trying to say you have to pay this. See, she will use her daughter to be getting that money from the father. Is it because Davido lost his girl? Is a question of playing it well, being discreet about it. There are people that are even married, women that are married, child support, the court will grant 50,000 or 100,000. The court will grant 50,000, 100, maybe one or two child. But the way she went about it, and now you spoke to Davido's father after the chat. Sophia now put it forth. What was the reason for putting forth that post? What was the reason for playing it out there? What point are you trying to? It's God that will decide. What point was that supposed to achieve? I feel that was so disrespectful because this man recognized Imade and yourself as part of the family, as a mother of Imade. You're not married to Davido, but at least as a mother to this girl. He now extended that invite, which was also the same thing he did to Haley because Haley was in that party. We saw the video, it was posted, and that was Christmas of last year, right? That was before the cease and desist letter that she now. I think that chairman's post was before Christmas, but there was one that Sophia, the last one, she replied about after the New Year, apparently because they went on that vacation or something. However, the cease and desist letter was about I think February or March or so this year, before the video now decided to go to court because of that season, because it's a legal document that was issued to him, as I said earlier on. Having said that, guys, other comments that I saw, was that, like I said earlier, how can Davido leave? How can Sophia leave Imade to now go and start living with Davido? That house that if I died and all that, guys, can I shock you people? That same house that we are talking about, before Chioma and Davido. Okay, first of all, this idea of Davido abandoning if Imade, guys, please take time to think about this. When Imade was born, apart from the DNA test and whatever, okay, from that time till Imade was 7, Davido was strong financially in the life of this girl. When he bought that brand new 2021 Range Rover, it was when Imade marked her 6th birthday. Every of Imade's birthday, Davido has always been there. Even Haley, he will fly to US to attend them. When Haley marked her own 5th birthday or something, Davido also flew to US. Everybody knows Davido that is somebody that loves his children. I recall one time Davido went to, I think the first time or the second time, he went to perform at O2 Arena in London. That I think he had reconciled with Chioma that time, because he flew in private jet with former Chioma and Ifeanyi. Sophia Amanda and the two daughters, they came to support Davido. And the Davido was now shouting and saying, "Oh, my daughters are here, my daughters are here, my daughters are here." How can that same man within the last 2 years now stop his responsibility? Guys, have we taken time to ask ourselves what was wrong? Sophia posted her intimate discussion with Davido on how to knack and whatever thing. Guys, by the time Imade is grown, let us face facts. Our own parents, do we know when they do they discuss their knacking issues even before us? I remember most of the Nollywood movies we see when the man is so poor that they live in one room and all that. Even when the father and the mother will be doing their knacking, the children don't know. But this one, Sophia put it out there. You see why I'm saying the way she went about all this. Having said that, I was talking about the house in Banana Island, that is Davido's house. It was about that time that Sophia moved to Banana because she was living in Lekki before. Now, the thing is this: there is absolutely nothing wrong in living in a 27 million naira house or even 50 million naira house. But since you know you will not be able to pay the rent all alone, did you discuss it with this man? Was it in agreement? Or you just went and got a house of 27 million and you now told this man, you have to bring half of the money and I'll bring half of the money. Was he in the picture? That is the thing. And then when he now bought the house of that 200 million, you said you're not going to live. Part of the things that Uncle or Sadele Momodu talked about was at the house, either he said their delicates were living around there or whatever. Since when have Sophia started quarreling with their delicates? Do you know that one of the sons of the governor, the wife of one of the sons of the governor, is Sophia's bestie? I recall when the lady was having issues with her husband and everything. Sophia was always liking their post, and they were supporting each other and everything. She was picking up for her. I recall there was also a time that Sharon, Davido's elder sister, was in Sophia's house. They had lunch together and all that. Sophia posted that. So, what is wrong in living where they are delicate? Even though she's not married, what is wrong in living around there? Is it not for Imade, even for the best of Imade, so that she can be, relating with probably her uncles and her aunties or whatever? I don't know. But even if you don't like that house, rejecting it outright without saying, okay, because this place, the road to this place is bad or whatever, I prefer to have it and so and so. For the same amount, the guy will still go and buy it. Or you ask your doctor to speak to him, Daddy, I don't like this place. The road, if I'm going to school, when the driver is driving, there's too much bad roads there or whatever. If you would have gotten the house somewhere else, rather than making it confrontational. Any of the hardest security doors that it takes only a key, a small key, tiny key like that, to put it in there, and then you'll be able to control the door. If you want to lock it, if you want to open it. But if you hit your head on that door, you injure yourself because of the hardness of the door, the way the door was built, because it's a security door. With a small key, small or tiny key that might not be up to this length of my finger. Once you put it there, you're able to control the door, either to go open or to get shut or to get locked. So as I was saying about the house, I recall that there was a time Sophia posted a lot of pictures on the social media. The picture that she took on this particular house in Banana Island, wherever I buy, that she's talking about. In that place, she requested, Imade requested her father to allow her to use the house to host her friends to a party. That was Imade. That was when she was I think she was 7 that time. She requested Davido, her father, to allow her to use the house to host her friends to a party. 7-year-old girl. Davido agreed, left the house for them. I think he traveled to Imo State. His friend, Kobana Chief Priest, had something, he was doing that. I don't know, either he lost somebody, bereaved or whatever, but he traveled to go and perform there. So he left the house for them. They came, Sophia now came, they decorated the place and everything. They put up bouncing castle and, things for children to enjoy themselves and everything. Sophia took a lot of photographs and was posting to the extent that people now started saying that and that Davido has dashed out there. I don't know if anybody can recall that Davido has dashed out the house. What am I trying to say? At what point in time did things now get out of hand to the extent of cease and desist letter? Sophia once branded Davido the best dad in the world. Guys, I mean, these things are on the social media now. At what point in time did things now get out of hand that Sophia will now come and be, issuing a cease and desist letter? That Davido is not living up to the responsibility of bringing up her child or being strong financially in the life of her daughter. Because if you're now telling me that 1 million naira is not enough for the feeding of a 9-year-old girl per month, guys, per month. I didn't say per year, per month. So in a year, it is 12 million. That is what if you're saying that it is not enough. I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand. So for people that are thinking that the joint custody Davido is talking about is that Imade will leave the mother and come and defend, that is the one major thing I want, the impression I want to collect, that it is not like that. It can be agreed if it is okay by Sophia or if it's okay by the two parties, okay, that Imade can come and stay in the house for 1 week, and for that 1 week, guys, Davido will ensure that he's in the house because it's an agreed thing. It's a legal backing. It's a legal injunction. It's a legal verdict. It's a legal judgment that was given. However, it can also be if especially Sophia, if she's not comfortable with Imani going to stay over for a week or so, it can also be agreed. Like I said, just a few hours, maybe by Saturdays or Sundays. So I want people to understand that this joint custody, Davido is not saying that the mother should come and live with her house. Davido is not saying he want to take Imade away from the mother. No, because Imade is a minor. No judge will rule like that. Any judge that will sit over this case will rule in favor of Sophia for custody's sake. But what Davido is asking is access, and that is what the judge will rule. But that access will now be determined by both parties, what is suitable and comfortable for them, for the benefit of that girl, that child, that minor. So that if it is going to be that, okay, once in a week, or I mean, once in 2 weeks, or once in 1 month, or whatever that is going to be agreed. So that is what the video is asking for. Not that Imade should leave her mother, or that Sophia should now say, okay, Imade, go and live with your father. No. And in fairness to Sophia, she's taking good care of Imade. When you see that girl, you know that and that girl is very brilliant and very intelligent. By the time she will ask you one question, I recall a video that I saw where her dad, then before all this buhaha, when her dad was, they were taking a drive, and then the bodyguards were following and everything, and then the girl was now telling, who are these people that are following us? Tell them not to, not to be following us, to stop following us. So the video now said, no, they're the people that are guiding us. They won't hurt you, no problem. You are safe and everything. Is that okay? You now feel better. So the girl now said, okay, and they started this. So the girl is very brilliant and very intelligent. She very soon, by the time she will be 9, 10, she will understand all these things that is playing out. But my concern is that, let it not be that by the time this girl is good, all these things will start taunting her. And there's one error that people make, especially couples. By the time they decide to go their separate ways, both of you are adults. Honestly, this age that people are talking about, I don't even see it. I don't have a problem with this age matter. I don't, because there are people that people refer to Peter, and they refer to that. Did you see anything any post on the social media? So it has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with whatever is the issue. Discussing it as matured adults. And again, like I wanted to say, there are couples that because they go their separate ways. You people are adults. You decided to come together. So if you both of you now decide to go your separate ways, the children are always the ones at the receiving end. But the worst thing that people do is that the man will now be speaking evil about the wife to the child, and the woman will be speaking evil about the man to the child. So by the time this child is now hearing things from two different ears, the child will be confused. And that is where it is dangerous, because at that particular point in time, she now relies on her pair, on her classmates or her schoolmates. And God save both parents. If her peers and her classmates are not the good ones, they will just mislead that child. And she will flow better with those peer groups that will mislead her, rather than the fact, because the father is feeding her or him with a bad news, and then the mother is feeding her or bad news, that kind of a thing. I know of a guy that had that problem, and unfortunately, he's the only child. I said unfortunately because when the thing was happening, he said he had no one to confide in. Because if there were 2 children or 3, he had siblings, 1 or 2 siblings, at least the 3 of them would sit down together and chat about it and all that. But it was only him. And you know what? After all the brouhaha, this guy got an admission to go and for a scholarship to go travel overseas and go and then do a program there. It was his mother that was helping him to do all that, and they went for the visa and all the documents and all that. By the time they told the father said no. You know why? Because he said that by the time the guy will go to overseas, the guy will now see the mother as the only one that helped him in life and everything. And that was how this man refused. This guy felt bad, cried and cried. The man said no. At the end of the day, this guy didn't go. And you know the unfortunate thing, the man ended up marrying another person and moving on. The mother ended up marrying another person and moving. This guy was left at the middle of it all. He said it was at that point in time that he swore that he will be a responsible person in the society. So that this is a childhood that, or this is background, does not limit him in any way. But it's not everybody that has that will. Do you understand? So by the time this kind of a thing is going back and forth, it doesn't make any sense, because the child that you people are claiming that you love are now the one that is going to suffer it all. That is even my position about the whole thing. And then for Sophia to now be putting things out of the chat with what is his name, Israel and all that, they're putting it there where Israel was. But that chat was when Sophia wore one outfit, and that outfit was so good on her, And then Israel now went and commanded, my gas money is showing or something, my gas something. So Sophia was now warning him. It wasn't because of this latest thing that happened. But what I don't understand, this idea of posting even receipts of payment and all that and all that. Have you forgotten that Imade will have access to internet maybe in the next 6 years or so? By the time this girl will even be 15 or so, or even 14, she will have access to internet. How will she react to seeing all these things? And again, one disadvantage, that's why I said the way Sophia handled this, apparently that's why people are dragging her, right? People are now seeing all these things that is going on, especially that post between her and the chairman, Davido's father. Her putting it out there. If any man is interested in Sophia now, there will be fear at the back of his mind. I hope I won't go through this. If anything happens to our relationship, it becomes a problem. People will now be withdrawn. And Sophia, for God's sake, crying out loud, I don't know how old she is now. I don't care about her age. For me, honestly, age doesn't matter anything, right? But by the time she will, her age is growing now, as Imade's age is growing. Now, if you keep on with Imade like that, by the time Imade will be like 15, add that means maybe in the next 6 years or 7 years, add that to the age of Sophia at this particular point in time. So you find out that she has held herself down without having a relationship, because if she has a relationship now, she will feel that Imade is now left alone. So people might not say, okay, you are now leaving Imade to get married or whatever, or you now carry Imade to your husband's house or whatever. So these are the things that before you go on out and start posting all these things and reacting and all that, these are the things you consider. That suit by Davido was in reaction to that cease and desist letter. Let us get it clear. Davido has never seen this thing, has been going on for the past 2 years. And the reason why the thing is going on that, it now looks as if there's a challenge there was because Sophia said the 1 million that he has been given every month for Imade's feeding, that is not enough. And that the 5 million is also not enough. He should bring half of the money, that is half of the 27 million, which is like, call it 13 million point 5 or something, right? And then again, remember the issue of the nanny. You understand? That $800 per month per nanny is about 1 point something million. That is per month. Now, I don't have problems with those amounts that she is calling, but my challenge is that, since you are not the one that is going to pay for it, you have the mind of asking this man to share the bill with you. Did you tell him? Did you carry him along? Will you just wake up in the morning and then go and incur expenses for somebody, assuming that, okay, because this person, because he's rich or whatever, let him pay it? You don't tell somebody how to spend his money. You don't. I recall that Davido, when he went to see the incumbent Senate president, he told that, in the course of their discussion, he told him that every year he gives a 400 million for all the orphanages in Nigeria for them to share. So there are things that somebody must have decided on his own. This is the way I want to spend my money. And since this guy is not married to you, his responsibility is to him, not to you. So there's no way Sophia can say that 1 million naira is. Don't forget that this 1 million naira was before maybe the prices of things now went up like this and everything. And even if you're going to be asking for that much money, it would have been better for you to use Imade. You would have used Imade. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of us that remember Osinachi Majuku, that gospel singer that died a couple of years back. It was the same thing. The husband was going about beating her, doing all manner of things because the children testified. The children said that. I recall that the then Honorable Minister of Women Affairs went and interviewed the children. So it is not me that is saying it, it was what the children said. So the children alleged that there was even a time the man would give them cane and say they should start flogging their mother, that women know they hear. At the end of the day, this is a woman that, if the husband had reasoned it well, as she's going to sing or minister anywhere, people will be giving her honorarium. And once she puts that the song that she sings there, royalties will be coming in. By the time you have I recall that she sang with Minister Prosper Ochi, gospel singer, another gospel singer, Minister Prosper Ochimana. As at last year, it was about 91 million views. Guys, if you know what that 91 million views do, if you know how many millions it translates to them, and it's monthly, it's not one time payoff. It's monthly that money will be coming. But instead of this man to reason it well and then just align himself with the wife that God has given to him, and then they will just be enjoying, as the man of the house, they will just be enjoying the money. But at the end of the man decided to go about it the way he went about it, and he lost out. This woman also lost her life, and the man has lost out. He is now in prison. So at the end of the day, you see how he has lost out. So that is what I mean, guys, that the way Sophia went about this, it's the way that she shouldn't have gone about it. If he has used the made, because by the way, this way that she went about, she's now giving the impression that, she's not happy about Davido marrying her mother. Yes, she's a human being. Let's all be factual. She's a human being, right? There is nothing wrong in Davido marrying her, if Davido had wished to. But you don't go to where you are tolerated. You go to where you're celebrated. Right from day one, in fairness to Davido, he has never, because he keeps on saying it. Oh, it's not me that is saying it. He keeps on saying, even the post he made in 2015, that there was nothing like a relationship between her and Sophia, and there was nothing like a marriage proposal. That is not his intent. And then you, Sophia, if you are going by what is put out there, that you are more matured, then I expected this maturity to play its role. Every man wants a woman that will give him peace. It is not everything that the man does will come on social media and be dragging. Part of the reason why 90% of people are supporting May Idochie is because she had never come out to drag May Idochie. Even when you did the worst things to her by what he did. People are saying, is there anything wrong in marrying a second? Oh, no, 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 there's nothing wrong. And you will not be the last person. But the way the whole thing happened, and May never came out to run you down. That is why majority of the people are supporting her. Even God in heaven started giving her endorsements like water. So that is what I mean. Right? But by the time you now come and you are dragging this man at every Eke market day, 1,000 women and 15,000 children, and you are mocking this guy indirectly. And can I shock you guys? Do you recall that when Davido marked his 30th birthday, it was low-key because that was when Ifeanyi died. We know how Davido. In fact, people that are not even Nigerians, they shed tears for that boy. Handsome, cute, healthy boy like that. Very active boy. So energetic. Do you know? Go and check your records. Amanda, that is also the baby mama to Davido, that gave birth to Haley, condoled Davido. Sophia never did. The third birthday party of the boy, before the boy now died, by a couple of days after that birthday, Sophia didn't bring Imade. She rather took Imade to the party of Jamil. I think that Jamil was marking his birthday. Jamil is Tiwa Savage's son. So Imade and the Ifeanyi, there was no opportunity for them to see at least the and took the photograph together last time or whatever before what happened. But even at that, Davido's 30th birthday was so low key that because Imade, as a young girl now, it's the mother that operates her page. So she now put a photo of Davido Imade, Haley, and Efai when the video was playing with them. And now put it there and now say, Happy birthday, daddy. Purportedly, that is Imade that now put it there, but we know she was the one. And the video called and told her to put it down because it wasn't up to 24 hours. That post was put down. So when you are doing all these things on the part of Sophia, you are giving the impression that you are paying because the video has ended up marrying another. Like I said, we're all human beings. There's no person that wouldn't want to marry a guy that. But when you are now rubbishing this guy every now and then, you are now giving him peace. How will this guy come for you? Assuming Davido is still not married, because there was a time Choma and Davido was had issues for a period of 2 years or so, a year plus. That time, if you had given him the peace that was supposed to be, played very well, maybe, just maybe, the story would have been different. But now you went even ahead and even talking to the father the way that you did. A man that in his humble nature decided to reach out to you, and you are now giving conditions that you should be informed 2 months, 2 months before. So the man will have to inform you 2 months before you can now bring him and guys, make gonna check this thing now. It's not a question of my challenge is the way Sophia went about this thing. If you had wanted all the money that you're asking for, it is easier to give access to this guy, maybe in his father's house, and then use the daughter. Tell your daddy that your car, when they were taking you to school, the car was jerking. The car was, Daddy, buy me another car. My car was jerking. The video was okay. Which car do you? The next morning, a brand new car will be in your doorstep. What are we talking about now? What? You understand? But by the time you go about it this way, you are putting all these posts and everything. At the end of the day, it is Imade that this will work. As a matter of fact, it's even Sophia. Okay, now, their daily case, they have seen that this way you spoke to, they regard this way you spoke to chairman as a disrespect, and I agree with them. Because that idea of you give two months notice, 2 months notice, and then the video will have to live up to his responsibility and everything, and then you decided to even if you had done that, you decided to now post it. This posting now, what has it? What is the aim? What is the aim? What is it supposed to achieve? What? And then the uncle Sadele Momodo now also came and put out his own. These are things that you should be settled, what they call settling out of court. But here, everybody is now putting out something on the social media and all that. What was that supposed to achieve? Because if all the parties, you have Imade at the back of the man, knowing that this girl is the one that is at the center of it all, there will be restrictions on the way, of this, the way this basketball is going. Now, the Adelekas are not happy with the way that both Sophia and the uncle, are posting things and everything. They have decided to hands off. Davido felt so hurt that this thing does not concern his wife. The house that you're talking about, nobody's saying that Imade should go and live in the house. And by the way, Davido is no longer living in that house. Where if I buy, Davido is no longer living there. He has gotten another house and moved out. So he's no longer living there. But even if you now say, okay, people are around him and whatever, what was your suggestion? What was the way out? Did you now say, okay, let us be meeting in the father's house and all that, just to have access to this girl? Because he loves this girl. But no, every other road was blocked. There was a barrier. Except if you bring this amount of money, you bring this amount for something that he was not carried along, for something that, you did not tell him. Make una dey check this thing. No, make una dey check this thing. I agree that Sophia has the right to protect her daughter, but at the same time, that girl is also Davido's child, and we all know how Davido lost that girl. We also know on the social media how Sophia has been clamoring that Davido is the best dad. Meanwhile, when that girl was giving birth to, somebody said there was somebody that related to Davido that there was also a relationship between them and allegedly. So because of that, Davido now said no, that the child is not his until the DNA was done. And then also I saw a post where Davido was quoted as saying that there was a case of taking of a marijuana and all that on her own side, which affected the child through breastfeeding, allegedly. Because I didn't see when Davido was talking about that. It was somebody that said that, but the person was saying that it was the Davido that said that. So for me, I'll just say allegedly because I didn't hear it from Davido. But whatever thing that happened, I know the battle that went on that time. David Momodu stood up for Sophia. That they are delicates, they have to accept the child because now that the DNA has confirmed. So the same child you are fighting for their delicates to accept or their own, they are now calling for the girl to come for. If you had even said, okay, you had paid for a vacation, if there's a possibility of even putting it on hold and then just like you book a flight and then you can now defer your ticket or whatever, the only thing is that maybe you now pay extra money for that and all that, which is possible. That if you now say, okay, this is it for you coming there, if that girl had even told her father, oh, we deferred my ticket, you said we should pay extra this and that, the man will give it. I am trying to see, convince us that the way Sophia went about this is what is the challenge. Because they had attended that party, right, it would have even been an opportunity to sit down one on one and talk about this. Even if that 1 million, you now say, okay, 1 million is not enough, another, they can bring it to 1.5 million, 1.2. But when you are now telling the man, my lawyers will get in touch with you and tell you what Imade needs, haba, is that not disrespectful? My lawyers, you are telling them, not the video, you are telling his father, my lawyers. The man didn't call any lawyer, but you are now saying, okay, my lawyer. When the man mentioned 1 million and 4, the video will continue. You now said, my lawyers. So you took it legal. Sophia was the first person that took this thing legal. Go and check the records. It's there. And then a cease and desist letter was now issued. Apparently, the lawyers now said, okay, give so and so for feeding, give so and so and so, give so and so and so, which they felt it was much because for the video to now say, okay, no, I'm not going to be paying this because I was not privy to this, including the nanny thing and all that, right? So it was not followed by a cease and desist letter. That was why the video went to court. Let us understand, let it be clear. And that court that the video went to is not asking for Imade to leave Sophia and come and live with him. Even though he's no longer even living in that house. That's not what he's asking. He's asking for access. And that access, like I said, can be agreed by both parties that it has to be once in a month or even once in a week or once in 2 weeks or whatever thing that they agreed that is, comfortable and then, suitable for the girl. So that at the end of the day, the father will have access to her and then the mother will keep the custody. But the way Sophia now went about it, now the video has said, okay, you know what? You see the girl, please give for you to refer to Ifeanyi. This is a boy that when he died, Sophia didn't condone with the video. Go and check the records. Sign the whole, Google it. There was no condolences from her to the video over the life of Ifeanyi. But Amanda, the second baby mama, did that. Guys, recall that there was a time that Sophia organized for them to go to Ghana, just to have a vacation with the girls, with Amanda and with Davido. They went to Ghana. Everybody, Sophia was even playing with the girls. So, okay, come and identify, because I think Davido has all the tattoo of all his children on his body. Come and identify yourself here with the shy Haley and all that. What happened? You mean after all that, then all of a sudden, this man will now walk away from what happened? There's a bridge. There's something. There's a bridge. What is that bridge? What is that bridge? Is it because Davido married Chioma? Or because you're not asking much more? There's a bridge. There's where this thing, has a link. That's what I'm saying. So for the nanny that is $800, for the house or whatever, it's not as if it is not possible. But what I'm saying is the way you go about it. If you now want to get a nanny that is $800, you know that it is not you that will be paying. Or the house rent that is 27 million naira, you know that it's not you that is paying. The person that you're expecting to pay, you let the person know. You let the person know which woman will enter the market, open market or supermarket or wherever, and then you buy things, you pick things, pick things, and then the 2 or 3 trolleys will just be filled up like that, and then they will machine the thing, and they will tell you this is the amount. Then you start calling your husband. This is what I bought. To bring the money, send me the money. Is that how it is done? I thought a list is drawn at home, and then what and what that is needed at home. As things are finishing in the house, the list will be compiled, and then maybe on a Saturday or weekend or whatever, then the list is compiled to now know this is what we're buying, this is how much it's going to cost and everything, and the money will be provided before the woman will now go to the market. That's what I asked. Do you go to the market and then buy things and now call your husband and say, okay, bring me this money, this is what they are charging me? Or you go to an auto shop, okay, and then you now say, okay, this is the one I like, come and pay for this one. Somebody that wants to buy you a car will take you to if the person tells you, okay, I want to buy you a car, the person will take you to the car shop and say, okay, from this one, choose, right? So it's the person that is taking you there. So the person knows that whichever one you choose, he or she will pay. Because there are ladies that also buy cars for either their children or their husbands and everything. That's why I said he or she will pay. So in all of these distinguished ladies and gentlemen, okay, without making it look as if we are blaming whatever, but what I'm saying that, the way Sophia handled this, and that's why this thing is happening like this. And you know one funny thing, friends will be telling her how the money is there. What is 1 million? How can he be giving 1 million? You don't tell him. You can't get the benefits of a wife. That is the truth about the matter. You can't. I recall that video that I did that I talked about a comment from Matilda. I mentioned Two Baba, please, with due respect, I'm not saying anything negative about you, but I'm just mentioning it, just for to cite an example, because the way you handled your own. A lady, I think about two or three of them, had one later married a pastor that had a child for Two-Face. And then there's one particular one, Dr. Peru, that is residing in the US now. He had 4 children for Two-Face. 4 solid children. In fact, Two-Face's first son was that lady that gave birth to it. The wife that Two-Face is married to now, Annie Macaulay, a Dibia. Annie has 2 daughters for him. But we don't see, well, Two-Face is very rich, he's okay financially and all that, but we have never seen that Dr. Peru dragging Two-Face. I gave birth to a first son for you, 4 children for you, so this is how much you have to be given, and so on and so forth. We have not seen that. And nobody can tell me that Two-Face is giving, above what he can afford or whatever. What am I trying to say? It boils down to the fact that the way Sophia went about this thing is what is the challenge about this whole thing. There's a way she could have gone about this thing. Look, she'll be the one that will be doing the thing. Recall again, the guys, that there was a time Davido was playing with his daughter, Haley, the second daughter, in Atlanta. They were just playing. So the girl was complaining of toothache. So Davido was now carrying her, was like, what is paining the, are you having toothache? The girl said he was just touching it. So Chioma was now asking, okay, what do I bring? Maybe a mixture of salt and water so that you can Google it and all that. Then Davido now asked her, oh, do you want $10,000? The girl started laughing, said yes. So Davido now told Chioma, please leave it. She said she wants $10,000. Guys, if that $10,000 is given to that girl, who is he going to give it to? That girl is just 7. Who is she going to give it to? Is it not the mother? The mother that allowed her to come. And aside that, if there's any other thing the girl mentioned, before them or whatever, she'll be giving the money. For not dragging and then posting anything and all that. Maybe if she asks for anything, she will get it. But when you engage a man in basketballs, that's where there's always a problem. You injure yourself. I gave an example with a security door when I was talking earlier on. Look at Moses, please. When God gave him the wife that God gave to him, why Moses went gaga was because of the peace that came with that lady. He will tell Moses, you mean you have to fly into London? You were in London 2 weeks ago, you fly in again, you flew in again to come and attend my graduation ceremony or call to bar. Oh my goodness, So the guy knew that his money, his ministry, his life is safe with this person. Not the one that will say, okay, because you have come, okay, let's go shopping. And it was not that. You all saw it that even on her wedding, the girl wore her hair like that. That lady was she was the one that, people were now dragging her. But that is not what I'm talking about today. But what I want to bring out is, every man goes, in fact, even women, they go for people that give them peace. By the time you are dragging a man like this, heat for energy, for matching his energy for energy, you are just you are widening the gap. That's what I mean. You're widening the gap. Everybody wants somebody that will give them peace. By the time you now come back to the extent of posting your chats with people, so you record and keep. You record and keep. So you were preparing for the day of war when there was no war. When there was no war. And then for you now to be posting it, what aim is that supposed to achieve? What aim? None at all. None. Okay, now their delegates has hands off. Davido Okuma has hands off. Say this woman or lady that's always mocking me for the death of my child. I was so careless. But let's be fact. Let's be honest, guys. Are you telling me that Sophia doesn't travel and leave Imade? When she travels outside the country, every vacation maybe she goes, there are ones that she traveled without going with Imade. It's not all that she goes to. When Imade goes to school, does she go with her? Okay, you might drop her off, and then when she starts school, anything can happen. Every life, every well-being of every human being on this earth is in the hands of God. It is just by His grace and by His mercy. Much as I agree with you that you have to take care of your own, you have to be cautious about your own, especially as a minor. But now bringing on the demise of that boy, it's like you're not taunting them that okay, that you people are careless. But when Davido was spending money coming for the birthday and all that, he was not careless. When he bought that car, he was not careless. Every of the birthday, including the seventh, I think the sixth or the seventh birthday, when they held the big party and all that, and Jamil was there, Davido was telling Jamil, hey, Jamil, come and get your wife, that is Imade and all that. He was not careless. So there are certain things you don't say. Because I know that maybe there are people around her that will tell her, no, don't agree. What do you mean by, what's that? This one, that. And then she blew up and then she started talking and reacting this way. Maybe by now she will not be telling herself, yeah, well, maybe I would have done it differently. Because as it is now, their delicacy has hands off. Davido has hands off. Sophia, now, you will now pay the school fees. You will now pay house rent. You will now pay feeding. You will now pay medical bills. You provide. Thank God that Davido bought another car to join to that one that they said she didn't go to school for 3 weeks, and then they started calling Davido that they called 2021 model of Range Rover that is bought has gotten bad within 2 years. How much is going? 5.8 million. He sent the money. Are you telling me that Sophia doesn't have a car of his own before Davido bought that car in 2021? That could have used to take Imade to school. While Imade will now tell Daddy, that car you bought for my car is bad. We took it to a mechanic, and they said it's not possible for it to be done like that. Just be using the girl. Why are you now fighting this man directly as if he has done anything wrong? He has stayed with you. He has stayed with Amanda. He has stayed with, I don't know, with Larissa, I don't know how long. He has stayed with Choma. If he had decided that it's this way he wants to go, why is it a problem? Okay, if you claim it's because of, at a point, Sophia now said, okay, I didn't deny him access to Imade, it was to my body. You didn't deny access, but now he's asking for that access legally, and you are denying him. So what are you saying? Why are you contradicting yourself? At the end of the day, you said because you deny access, but even the school fees, they has kept on paying. And then the car that gave problem, he later now bought another one, December last year, and sent. So it's now 2 cars. You come and tell me that it's his father that is paying the thing. Do you know whether it's a family company from the account of the family company that they paid it for? Since Imade is part of the family. Do you know? So what are we talking about here? Just what? At the end of the day, now that everybody has hand up, it's now Sophia that will not be paying for all those things. Can I shock you guys? Whether anybody believes it or yes, whether anybody accepts it or yes, by the time Imade is grown, there's no way she will not look for her father, because she had fond memories of when her father will always be playing with her and everything. I recall one video where Davido was washing her hair and stuff. There's no how that girl will not remember that. And then she will now grow up to have access to internet and she will now be seeing all these things. There's no way she will not, find a way to Adeleke family. Even if Sophia decides to change her name to Momodu, there's just no way it will not happen like that. So what am I trying to say? Playing a caution, handling it a better way or some other way, differently, would have been a better way. I recall that when Choma and Davido reconciled, Sophia was the first person to unfollow Davido. Yes, go and check it. She was the first person to unfollow Davido. And Davido now unfollowed Amanda and unfollowed Larissa. Unfollowed all the... Anyways, like I said, the idea of people saying this joint custody, and like I said, 80% of those comments. Don't forget that it's comments that we are trying to discuss now. 80% of those comments were people that were thinking that their understanding of the whole thing is that Davido is asking that Imade will come and stay 6 months with Sophia, and come and stay 6 months or 1 month with Sophia, and 1 month with Emma. No, what he's asking for is access, and that access can be in hours, just in hours. He wanted it in black and white, legally back, because of the cease and desist letter. That was why he sued in the first instance. So, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, so we trust God that Imade will be fine at the end of it all. The way the whole thing went, well, it has happened. It has happened. Now that Davido has said he has hands off, we trust God that God will take care of Imade and Sophia. She will now be the one that will now be paying for everything and all that. The 27 million naira house and what have you. She'll be the one that will be paying the whole thing. And then at the end of the day, Imade will grow up to now know what happened. So by the time she's grown, she will now decide whether to go left or to go right. She will discover what truth. But the only thing is this: by the time either from this side or from that side will now, bias her mind against this side, or this side will bias her mind against this side. By the time she's grown and gets to know the truth, it might make her to either reject this side or reject that side. That's the danger and the risk that is involved in running somebody down, especially a father or a mother of a child. Having said all that, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys are distinguished ladies and gentlemen now, that. Let me speak generally. You see this baby mama and side chick thing, you have seen what is going on. It's not just this. I give example of Two-Face own. See, at the end of the day, you'll be the one that will be struggling. You'll be the one that will be struggling. Because by the time, if the man is already married, the man will go back to his family. The man will go back to his family. No matter how the extent you have driven him to, drag him from now to whatever. Before you know it, the man will go back to his family. Maybe he will come and tell you that my wife is stupid, she doesn't know how to cook, she doesn't do this, you are the baby, you are the this, you are the that, she will buy you this and buy you that. And at the end of the day, the man will go back to his family. So you start struggling with a child that you have outside of wedlock. You'll be calling for child support. I gave example of a known celebrity that the husband has such an issue. Then the lady, when they now saw that the man, is now doing well, and that the wife is now doing well, the lady now started dragging the man. Hey, child support, you abandoned your daughter. The man said, you know what, give me my daughter. My wife already knows about her. She will grow up with all the rest of my children. She has siblings here, please. The lady didn't cough again. What am I trying to say? I have a lady that I know, right? This lady was the same thing. In fact, the man rented an apartment for her. And she was there. Anything she demands, the man bought a car for her. Unknown to her that this man bought that car, and the originals of that car was in the man's was in the man's name. I don't know how this man did it. The photocopy was the lady's name. He gave her the photo. When she demanded, when she started asking, where is, maybe when she's driving around time, maybe security personnel or vehicle inspection officers will see her and then be asking her and all that. So the man did a photocopy and put her name on that photocopy and gave to her. Meanwhile, the originals of that document was in his name. You know what? By the time the man got tired of the relationship, because the wife got to know and started giving wahala, where are you going to? Who is this person? Did reported, and then they started asking for the man, no. And then the man now started withdrawing. The calls he makes like twice or thrice in a day now became once. The time the lady will call and immediately will pick the call, baby, how are you, or whatever, the lady will call and call, no response. Then the lady too started giving problems. You know what this man did? The man just abandoned her in the house. When the house rent expired, the man was nowhere to pay. Every call, even the landlord started calling the man, come and the man was not the man was not picking the call. The day they threw away the properties of this lady, she could not believe it. And as they were throwing away the properties, then the man's boys came and said, Oga said we should come and fix the car. that you don't going to go and service the car for you. That was how they carried the car, and that was it. This lady how to use what do you call it, tarpaulin, that blue rubber thing, to cover her things, and went and started staying with her friend. I know this person one on one. So what am I trying to say, ladies? You see this idea of a side chick or whatever, please tread on the path of caution, because at the end of the day, it backfires. 95% of the times, it backfires. 95, if not more than, it backfires. And for gentlemen, this idea of going, I'm not talking about Davido now, because Davido's own happened when he wasn't married and when he was much younger. But I'm talking of men that are, married, and then you go into a lady and the pregnancy results and everything. You can avoid it. Because by the time the lady starts dragging you and all that, it's just not the best. Save yourself that stress. Save yourself that embarrassment. And be contented. If there's anything your wife is not doing, call her out. You people should talk about it. I know that there's some women that their head is touching, but there must be a way you reach her. There must be a way you can handle that. And that is why it's also important before you marry somebody. Once you see a red flag, you cannot handle, please walk away. This idea of let's get into it, we'll walk it, we'll manage it. Walk away. Walk away. There's nothing like managing. This thing is a lifetime commitment. It's a lifetime journey that requires every commitment that it deserves. See, which ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you people for watching. And then let's also have your, I said let's discuss this, let's analyze this. Let me have your thoughts. Let me have your opinions. Let me have your comments on this, okay? At the comment section. As usual, it is open and free. On that note, guys, I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I pray that at the end of the day, Emmanuel will be well. God will take care of her and take care of Sophia and take care of Davido and his wife. And that's other video I did. I pray for Davido and his wife, and I still pray for them. I pray for Sophia. I pray for everybody. I pray for all the parties, right? But since it has gotten to this point, well, that is what it is. It is what it is, right? So let me know your thoughts at the comment section. Share your opinions with me there at the comment section, okay? I'd like to hear from you guys, right? Please keep it simple and keep it right. Okay, guys, I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you so very much for always watching my videos, okay? I appreciate you guys, and yeah, you guys are the reason why I'm seated here. So on that note, guys, once again, I thank you guys, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye for now, guys.